This session, Waking from the Ego's Dream, visually explores the metaphysical psychology behind A Course in Miracles. We will decode how fear is manufactured, how it shapes our perception, and how a disciplined change of mind can systematically undo it. We begin in boundless oneness, where no separation exists. The ego arises as a tiny mad idea that we could break away from our source. This single impossible thought projects a universe of time, space, and suffering, the dream of separation and the birth of the ego. Fear is not a fixed reality. It is a fabricated defense. The ego builds a frightening facade that seems external and dangerous. Yet at its core, fear is hollow. Its only purpose is to keep the illusion of separation alive by turning our perception upside down. Here we see the ego's architecture. The outer shell is the world of bodies, where threats appear outside us. The middle layer is the split mind, clouded by guilt and denial. At the center lies a luminous altar of knowledge, our untouched innocence, still perfectly safe. The ego survives through a self-reinforcing engine of guilt. First, the mind accepts guilt for separating. Second, it projects this guilt as attack on others. Third, it fears retaliation. Finally, that fear seems to prove the guilt was real, and the cycle repeats. We choose between two thought systems. The ego's illusion is built on separation, scarcity, and judgment, using time to preserve guilt. The Holy Spirit's reality rests on unity, shared identity, and forgiveness, using the present moment to release the past and heal. The ego substitutes specialness for genuine connection. Special relationships bargain for value, focus on what bodies can get, and are sustained by guilt. Holy relationships shift the goal to shared identity, where joined minds extend healing rather than demand sacrifice. Time carries guilt from past to future, fueling fear. The holy instant interrupts this horizontal timeline. When we withdraw investment in past stories and future outcomes, we step vertically into a timeless present where guilt is absent and only peace is experienced. True forgiveness does not make sin real and then excuse it. Ego forgiveness confirms the offense and keeps hidden guilt. Holy Spirit forgiveness looks past the error from the start, sees it as a mistaken perception, and recognizes there is ultimately nothing to forgive. To heal perception, we must change the lens. Through the dark glass, we project inner guilt and see only guilty bodies. Through the eyes of Christ, we bypass appearances and recognize the unbroken light in everyone, allowing the great rays of spirit to come into view. When the toys of fear are set aside and forgiveness is complete, the world is reinterpreted as the real world. Every seeming attack is recognized as a call for love. Even the smallest details of daily life become witnesses to perfection rather than to lack. The law of extension states that in reality, giving and receiving are the same act. Unlike the ego's scarcity model, ideas grow stronger when shared. By extending healing, forgiveness, and our true identity to others, we simultaneously recognize and strengthen it in ourselves. This diagram summarizes the journey. The descent covers the tiny mad idea, separation, and the toys of fear. The pivot is the holy instant, where we choose the Holy Spirit and shift perception. The ascent unfolds as true forgiveness, the real world, and God's memory return. The architect's blueprint of the mind offers practical rules for decision. Step 1. Admit we do not truly know what anything is for. Step 2. Pause before reacting to fear's toys. Step 3. Hand the situation to the inner guide, allowing a wiser perception to lead. The final vision is a world that shines with love. The dream of exile ends as we relinquish fear and recognize we never left our source. In this awareness, we feel not as distant wanderers, but as already home, resting exactly where our Creator would have us be.